I'm 33 years old and I've never tried yoga in my life. Until now. Okay, quick required history lesson. Starting in ancient India, yoga has a written history that goes back at least 5,000 years. There are approximately 19 different types of yoga that push, contort, and otherwise bend the body into over 66 basic positions. The ancient practice is said to boost physical and mental well-being. It wasn't until 1965, when a revision to U.S. law removed the quota on Indian immigration, that yoga began to surge in the United States, thanks in part to a new wave of Eastern teachers, and later on with the help of celebrities like Madonna.
So I found a yoga teacher and I started doing it, and it completely changed my whole outlook.
And later, Gwyneth Paltrow, Russell Brand, David Beckham, and on the list goes. Today, yoga is an $88 billion a year industry, but is it the real deal? How will we ever know until a white YouTuber in his mid-30s gives it a try for himself? So this is my first time ever doing yoga, and I need to find like a 20 or 30 minute routine, and so I'm just gonna look on YouTube for 30-minute yoga for beginners. All right, so I have found a video here from 2013. It's got 40 million views, and it's by somebody named Yoga by Adrian. A few people have reached out to me and said that, hey, Matt, if you're gonna do yoga, you gotta check out her videos. She's the best. And so here's a little 20-minute routine. I'm gonna get into it. All right, so I just got finished up with my very first yoga session. It was a lot more spiritual than I thought it was gonna be, a lot more about mindfulness and being present, and so that was surprising. And it's also much more physically demanding than I thought. This wasn't like a workout, I didn't sweat, but there were moments that I couldn't actually get through because my arms were so sore that I had to take a break and then go back into it. I'm seeing a lot of benefits just in day one, so I'm excited to see where this could go over 30 days to see how much growth and progress I can make. So we'll see. I don't know if I ever would have tried yoga if it weren't for the circumstances. After 7 months of a relatively normal life in Australia with virtually 0 cases of COVID, there was an outbreak, and you know the story from there. Lockdowns, businesses closed, goodbye gym equipment, and bicep curls. So after being sedentary for over a month, I decided it was about time to dive headfirst into downward facing dog. And yes, it took me 3 hours to write that line. I really enjoyed my first day of yoga. That routine was great, but it was pretty basic and it wasn't that challenging. And so while I know we should start things nice and easy and keep it light when we're just getting into something and learning something new, I wanted to try to challenge myself and push myself to do some advanced yoga. And so that's what I'm gonna try right now. I feel like I got it. I feel like that was a headstand. Okay, maybe I'll just stick with the basics for now. Within a couple days, I started to get familiar with some of the basic poses. Warrior 1, tree, cobra, table, face on couch, lazy Cheeto, broken baby. Okay, I might have made up those last couple, but damn it if they don't feel good. Even with years of lifting at the gym, early on I felt myself wobbly and unsteady in nearly every position. But each day that I showed up, I felt more and more sturdy. I can officially say that this is one of my new favorite things. Honestly, like, yoga is amazing. I mean, I don't know why I've been talking shit about it for the past my entire life, but no, it's really, really great. I think it's fun, it's challenging, it's something that Obviously, I'm no yogi master. I think they call them yogis. I feel like I'm learning and I'm improving each day. I'm getting more flexible. It's kind of like a spiritual practice for a lot of people. And so talking about mastering it or getting really great at yoga or improving is kind of, at least from what I've seen, shunned in this community. But it's like really fun. Like I'm getting really better at my moves. I'm getting flexible, and I'm excited to see how much I can grow just putting in just a little bit of time each day into yoga. Hey, honey.
Hi, baby.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Are you ready to go soon?
Yeah. Do you want a coffee or like one of my coffees? Or right?
Maybe I can get one while we're out. So I am just over halfway through my 30 days of yoga and still loving it. There have been days that have been difficult to get motivated to get out and actually do yoga. This is actually like a reoccurring theme on pretty much every 30-day challenge that I do. But every time I actually do the practice, I feel really good. And I am learning that it is a practice. It takes a lot of time to really progress through this. But even doing this for just 20 minutes a day, I feel like I've seen so much progress. I've become so much more flexible. I have gotten stronger. For as many of the bicep curls that I have done up until this point, I wasn't quite prepared to do the positioning and the moves. And it certainly is a different kind of strength and a different kind of endurance. It's such a simple practice, and it doesn't require a lot. It just requires you to show up. I think part of the beauty is the fact that your strength builds over time. Just like when I started lifting at the gym, you don't start with the heaviest weights possible. Now, obviously, like early on in this 30-day challenge, I did try to go to the extreme and try the really hard positions and moves and all that stuff. But that's just for fun. I think what you really want to do, obviously, is take it slow and steady, doing 15, 20 minutes a day and just really being thoughtful about the practice and how you're showing up and making sure you're not overdoing it. One thing I started to notice about doing yoga every day is how it gave me a greater awareness of how my body was feeling. Since you're moving your body in all sorts of ways, and since it's really a mindfulness practice in its own right, you start to notice things about your body while you're on the mat that you otherwise wouldn't, and also while you're just going about your day. I definitely think one of the biggest benefits is flexibility and mobility for me. I think the older that I get, turning 34 this year, I find that I am getting less and less flexible, and I am having more and more back pain. I've already started to realize how much yoga can help. Literally sitting down on the ground right now as I am, it's getting easier to do. Now, I'm not without back pain. I'm not saying that this is a miracle, but I will say I've gotten 10 to 15% more flexible over this time, and that alone has made a huge difference. I've seen so much growth over the past 30 days of yoga, from my flexibility, this is crazy to me, to my balance, to increased mindfulness. The only question that remains, can I do a headstand without falling over? All right, so I've officially wrapped up 30 days of yoga. The big question is, am I gonna continue to do yoga now that this experiment is finished? And the answer is yes. I absolutely love doing yoga throughout this entire month. I saw so many benefits, primarily the flexibility and the mindfulness that just made me happier. I felt like a kid again. There would be these days where I would just spend 30 minutes on the mat, like trying to do headstands and different unique moves, and I was just having fun with it. And so it's not a replacement to my weightlifting. I certainly don't see the same benefits from weightlifting, but it is something that I want to implement into my week, whether it's 2 to 4 days a week. So if you haven't tried yoga yet, I 100% recommend that you give it a shot. That does it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below what 30-day experiment you want me to try next. I can't wait to do more of these. See you soon. Bye. Later on the Menjay.